So giraffes are something that you'll quite commonly see, obviously, on a lot of the wildlife documentaries. And if you're lucky enough, when you go on safari, you might see them in the wild. They're pretty impressive animals. They inhabit savannas and grasslands or open woodlands. But when food is scarce, they will actually move into areas where the vegetation is denser. But they particularly prefer areas with plenty of acacia growth because that's a primary part of their diet. And they will drink large quantities of water when water is available, and that allows them to live for extended periods in dry, quite arid areas of Africa. Female giraffes tend to associate in groups usually of about a dozen or so, and there may be younger males in that group. But by and large, the males tend to live in bachelor herds. The younger males do. And the older males will often lead quite solitary lives, so you'll see the older males kind of out on their own, wandering around. Interestingly, the giraffes are pregnant for about 400 to 460 days, and then a single calf gets born, usually. There might be twins, but it's fairly rare for there to be twins. And the mother actually gives birth standing up, which is kind of interesting to picture. And within a few hours of being born, the calf can run around, and it's hard to distinguish it from a calf that's a week old. But for the first 2 weeks of their lives, they tend to spend most of the time lying down, guarded by their mother. So the giraffe is one of the animals that has what's known as precocial young. That means that they're really quite mature and quite able to kind of get up and move around and look after themselves fairly soon after being born. And this is seen quite commonly in animals, obviously where predators are concerned. It's a very useful trait, so that they are able to escape fairly early on. They don't need quite as much close guarding by their parents. But it's also the case that animals that are precocial will have a longer gestation period. That means a longer time when the fetus is developing inside the mum, so that by the time they're born, they are a bit more mature and capable of moving around. The young do, however, fall prey to lions, leopards, spotted hyenas, and wild dogs. In fact, only about 25% to 50% of the giraffe calves actually make it into adulthood.